My name is Corey O'Connor, retired Staff Sergeant, United States Army, served on Fort Drum from 2003 to 2010, and this is my family. Well, I knew from young that I was going to join the service. I come from a military background. My father was he served, and I knew that something I was going to do. I just didn't know what branch yet. I ended up going to the Army at 17 years old. I was in high school. I went to the reserves for delayed entry. Then I graduated my senior year, I went to my job training, then I went active duty in 2003, and then I ended up at Fort Drum, deployed with Echo 7 out of DeVarty at Fort Drum, and then came back in 04, deployed again in 06 with 425 3rd Brigade, and then got retired out in 2010 from an entry in 2007. Me and my wife have been together since high school, so she's been through it all, the thick and the thin, you know. That way I had my son in 2005, and we had my daughter in 2008. Having the kids kind of changed their perspective a little bit, but my mission never changed. I still wanted to serve, still wanted to do it all.
Puts everything in perspective. I had to be mom and dad at the time because there was times that we couldn't actually talk to him. He wasn't home for certain holidays. It puts everything in perspective of what they have to do and then what the family has to do to keep going until they get to come back home.
It didn't really feel weird because we used to live on Fort Drum, so it'd always be like parents gone. So like whenever you go to a friend's house, it kind of just seemed normal not seeing like one of their parents there. I just knew that he wasn't in the States, he wasn't in New York. He was just out somewhere fighting people, you know, protecting us.
It's kind of surreal to see how they've grown up and they've accomplished. I miss a lot of his life through the service. Hit their early stages when their parent really wants to be there, but they can't. I got lucky with my daughter. I ended up working at the WTU, the Wounded Warrior Transition Unit, so I got to be home a lot. I was home every day. I would go off for the different like training events or whatever, but I was home most of the time. So she got the most of me. He had to figure it out, a lot of it out on his own with my wife and my mother-in-law and stuff. It made it easier knowing that while I was gone that I didn't have to worry about everything going on at home. I knew everything was going to be taken care of. If there was any problems, she knew that she'd call my dad, you know, my dad would be right there. It just made it easier knowing the support was there.
When he was getting close to getting out, he started working for the Wounded Warriors. And that meant a lot because any soldier that was injured, he'd help them through the process and how to go through the med board and everything to get out properly so they'd have all their benefits. And he'd be able to answer the phone at any time and go help a soldier's family out.
I kind of brag about it. I'm very proud of my dad for what he did. I have a few friends that their parents unfortunately passed away, so I'm pretty lucky. I'm just proud of him. Like all of his stories he's told me and how he was so brave enough to like go into it.
To me, Veterans Day means everything. It's remembering the past veterans that served in the military, all the brothers and sisters I served with. It means everything.